Entrepreneurship and skills development have been identified as the way forward to end unemployment amongst the teeming youth population in Nigeria. The federal government hopes its Empower program, being launched in different states, will lower the unemployment rate. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, while on a visit to the southeastern part of the country, inspected the Multi-Skills and Entrepreneurship Development Center in Abia State, where he reiterated that the federal government has the statutory duty to provide employment.
Despite the current level of unemployment in the country, harnessing Nigeria's young demography through appropriate skills development efforts provides an opportunity to achieve inclusion and productivity. This is where the federal government's Empower comes in, an entrepreneurship initiative that's being expanded to benefit more people. In Abia State, southeast Nigeria, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, visits the Kiara Delib Multi-Entrepreneurship Center, where up to 60 people are being trained in carpentry, garment making, amongst many other skills.
We are very particular that anybody who graduates from a Nigerian university is competent and should be competitive anywhere in the world. To all of you who are in the Empower program, you are the first fruit of a very important federal government program.
The state governor is appreciative of this gesture.
This is our way of encouraging our people, our young ones, to go into one trade or the other. If you learn how to make school chairs, you can be sure that government of Abia State will buy school chairs from you. If you learn how to sew, you can be sure that government of Abia State will encourage our schools to patronize you and obtain their uniforms from you. Therefore, this is time. The only way we can encourage our youth, the only way we can encourage entrepreneurship is for us to look inwards and patronize men in Nigeria.
It's an opportunity the trainees believe could not have come at a better time. The federal government says the continuity of the Empower program is crucial in tackling the challenges of unemployment.
Told earlier that some other states across the country where the exercise that the APC congresses did not go as planned owing to new catchphrase called the APC Parallel Congress. In Lagos, Rivers, Kwara, it was peaceful, but in Ondo and Enugu, it was violent. In this next report, our political correspondent Seun Okinbaloye brings us stories of the not-so-perfect conduct.
It is perhaps more than intriguing in several states where the APC held its congress across the nation. For example, in Kwara State, north-central Nigeria, a home state of government spokesperson Lai Mohammed and the nation's number 3 man, Bukola Saraki. There were 2 congresses, 2 congress committees, and 2 executives emerging in a similar style of election. First, at this venue, where the pro-Saraki group held its own congress, Mr. Balogun Fulani's return as the party's chairman. Another parallel congress, you may describe it, took place here, which has the support and backing of the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed. The 35 executive posts were filled through affirmation, and to Delta State, it is perhaps more confusing than intriguing. Regardless of an announcement of the postponement of the Congress in the state till Monday, a Congress committee in collaboration with some party leaders have held what might be described as a parallel Congress to elect the state working committee.
Any Congress that's not conducted today cannot be a valid Congress.
And in Rivers State, the crisis rocking the party is perhaps more complicated, as a faction allegedly loyal to the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, held his Congress here.
Directive from our National Secretariat that there's a need to reschedule the World Congresses.
The faction allegedly loyal to the senator representing Rivers Southeast District, Magnus Abe, insists that the court order stopping the Congresses still stands.
I repeat, we will not be part and parcel of those who will disobey the order of the court.
And to the nation's commercial center, Lagos. It is perhaps a kind of Congress one would love to have Tight security and the ambience seems right. 6 elective offices were contested for by sole candidates, with delegates electing them by voice voting and affirmation.
Any other place Congress is going on, to the extent of that thing illegal, it is null and void.
Few kilometers away from here, some members of the party are meeting. For them, the APC in Lagos is far from united.
We are not version of APC. We are the real APC.
In Enugu State, southeast Nigeria, it was a case of disruption. The exercise, which started off peacefully, became chaotic. Ondo State is no different, as some hoodlums, allegedly loyal to the suspended chairman Isaac Kekemeke faction, stormed the venue of the State Congress of the APC in Akure, the state capital. And in Bauchi State, some aggrieved members of the party led by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yakubu Dogara, have failed to participate in Saturday's State Congress of the party after a suit filed in court to demand suspension of the State Congress.
There is no case, there is no processes to be served on either Oyegun or on the chairman of the party in the state.
We are not giving up. We are putting up a fight for their sake.
Similar scenario is playing out in Imo State, where a court injunction is in contention. The APC party secretariat along Okigwe Road in Owerri, the Imo State capital, is deserted and taken over by security operatives following a court order from the Federal High Court in Owerri, obtained by Governor Rochas Okorocha-led faction of the APC in Imo State, restraining the party from conducting the State Congress.
But for them to think they can come from window into a house built over years, that is not working. And that's just a medicine upon the people.
At the end of the day, in a statement released by the Imo APC Restoration Coalition, the group says Chief Hilary Eke has been re-elected. Oyo State is not left out in the internal confusion rocking the APC. The group loyal to the governor, Abiola Ajimobi, are here at the Lake Salami Sports Complex at Damasingba, Ibadan. The incumbent APC chairman, Honorable Akin Oki, and the party secretary, Honorable Mujid Olaya, were returned unopposed as party executives during the election.
The people will be angry, there will be people who will be greedy, there will be people who will be selfish. The most important thing is to accommodate others.
But on the other side of town, precisely at the Obafemi Awolowo Stadium, are members loyal to the Minister of Communications, Adebayo Shitu. The faction at Congress produced Isiaka Alimi as its chairman. Shinwo Kimaloe for Channels Television News.
Well, it's time now for business news on the News at 10 with Anwar Odo.
Thank you, Gimba. The African Development Bank and the United Nations Industrial Development Organization are set to sign a memorandum of understanding to improve efforts aimed at boosting industrialization in Africa. The event, which is expected to hold in South Korea on May the 21st, clarifies joint activities and funding arrangements and introduces a work program with consultations and review mechanisms. The MoU aligns with the bank's strategies and the African Union's agenda for 2063, the UN Sustainability Development Goals, as well as the G20 initiative on supporting industrialization on the continent. Nigeria's repealed and reenacted Companies and Allied Matters Act by the Senate has been described as a pro-investment bill for Africa's largest economy, while other extant laws of the Federation are yet to be approved. A senior advocate of Nigeria and business lawyer, Mr. Uche Val-Obi, is asking the National Assembly to prioritize the economic relevance of the bills.
The best approach, the most pragmatic approach, is for them to prioritize them. Okay. Find out the ones that are very critical and needed to be addressed urgently, and then deal with those. I think that is something that the FX 2020 office is doing. They have also shortlisted quite a number of bills that are business-oriented, and then they are going through these bills, and then they are also attaching some priority to them, trying to rank them to know which one we need to have today, which one can wait to the next day, and probably which one can be deferred to the next National Assembly.
The Nigerian Stock Exchange has given the management of Ikeja Hotel the go-ahead to resume trading, and that's after reviewing the 2-year suspension which was placed on the shares of the company on the 10th of November 2016. According to the facts behind the restructuring document, which was released by the NSE's Executive Director Regulation, Ms. Tinua Adeawe, trading will resume on the company's shares on May the 21st. Ikeja Hotels PLC, which owns Lagos Sheraton Hotel, was embroiled in a dispute among the major shareholders, which led to the removal of its chairman, Mr. Godi Ibru, in 2015 at an extraordinary general meeting. The Minister of Budget and National Planning, Mr. Udo Udoma, has announced plans for the extension of the federal government's economic and growth plan to cover sectors like security and agriculture. At the inauguration of the Planning Committee of the 25th Nigeria Economic Summit in Abuja, Mr. Udoma pledged government's renewed commitment towards development.
We're thinking of doing labs in other areas, in security, in health, in education, in Nollywood, entertainment. There is no sector that will not benefit from bringing all participants together so that in one place you have all the relevant government officials, including ministers, who can take decisions on the spot. So all these actions that we're doing, the labs and all the other initiatives, it illustrates the commitment of this government to change in a fundamental way the trajectory of our economic development. And as I have said on several occasions, we will not rest as a government. We will not rest until we deliver on our commitment to the Nigerian people. And this must be the guiding principle of the next economic summit. It must be one aimed at further implementing the economic transformation of our country.
That's the last edition of Business News for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawado. It's back to you, Gimba.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Chelsea holds off rival Manchester United to emerge champions of the English FA Cup for the 8th time. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.